Welcome students to this session on pure strategies. Here we will be discussing about games with saddle points. In our previous session, we have discussed about game theory, the introductory concepts, introduction to game theory. We have seen the different terms associated with the game theory. What is pure strategy? What is mixed strategy? What is the saddle point value of the game? And in this particular session, in continuation with whatever terminologies or terms we have understood in the previous session, we will continue with some numerical problems, with some examples, solve the problem using the theory which we have discussed in the previous session. Let us take a problem now. Problem 1 under pure strategies. You can see a table here where the payoffs of player A and player B are given. Also, player B has 4 strategies here. You can see here player A has 3 strategies, A1, A2 and A3. These are the strategies which we discussed in the previous session. A1 is a strategy. Strategy is a course of action. So there are 3 courses of action for player A, A1, A2 and A3, and similarly 4 courses of action or 4 strategies for player B. A1, A2, A3 are the strategies of player A, B1, B2, B3, B4 are the 4 strategies of player B. So now, based on this particular table, these values, numerical values here indicate the payoffs for the players. This number 1 here is a payoff. Say if A selects A1, it gets a payoff of 1 unit. That is if B responds with the first one. So A1, B1, if A selects A1 or exercises strategy A1 and similarly B follows it with his first strategies or her first strategy B1, then this particular value of 1 here represents the payoff, and this is from the point of view of A. So whenever such a payoff matrix is given, so this is called as a payoff matrix. This entire table here is called as a payoff matrix or a payoff table, because this table gives you the description or it gives you the values of the payoff, so it is called the payoff matrix. So this entire table is called as the payoff matrix, MATRIX, payoff matrix, and all these numbers which are written inside the table or the matrix are called as the payoffs. They are the payoffs. So this is the payoff matrix, and all these numbers here 1, 7, 3, 4 are the respective payoffs. So if player A exercises strategy A1 and B responds with B1, so there is a payoff of 1, and this 1 here indicates to player A. So this 1 here is a positive number, so it's a gain of 1 unit to player A. A gain of 1 unit to player A is a loss of 1 to B. Or in other words, you can look at it other way. If player A selects A1 and B selects B1, then B will have to pay 1 unit, monetary unit or 1 unit to A. B will have to pay 1 unit to A, which means it's a loss of 1 to B and a gain of 1 to A. Similarly, if A say takes A1 and B exercises his or her strategy B2, then this is the payoff, which means B will have to pay 7 units to A, which means B loses 7 units and A gains 7 units. So all these are positive values here. There is a 0 here, which means if A selects A3 and B selects B3, the payoff is 0. A doesn't gain anything nor lose anything. Similarly, B also doesn't gain or lose anything. All other values are positive, which means all are gains to player A only, which means they are losses to B. Correct? So let us now see how your pure strategy problems are solved. So you will know whether it's a pure strategy can be applied or not only if there is a saddle point. So if there is a saddle point is present in the problem, then it's a pure strategy problem. If saddle point does not exist, then pure strategy cannot be applied here, or it's not a pure strategy problem. If saddle point does not exist, then we have to adopt mixed strategies that we'll discuss in the subsequent sessions. Okay, so here we will follow the maximin and the minimax principles here and find out whether this particular problem has a saddle point or not. Okay, we'll see. Let us now calculate the row minima and the column maxima and find out whether the maximin value is equal to the minimax value to find out the saddle points. So we have seen in a pure strategy problem, you have to first find out the row minima, then the column maxima, and then of all the elements, the row minima values, find out the maximum amongst that, and of all the elements of column maxima, which is the least minimum of that. So the maximum of the minimum should be equal to, that's maximin should be equal to the minimax. If maximin is equal to minimax, then we say that the saddle point exists. So in this problem, let us just, these are the three strategies A1, A2, A3 of A, B1, B2, B3, B4 are the strategies of B. Now A1, what is the minimum in this particular row? The minimum value is 1. Similarly, minimum value in the second row is this 4. Minimum value in the third row is this 0. 1, 4 and 0. What A is trying to do now here is, it is trying to look at a position where it is getting ready to face the worst possible condition that might happen to it, because it doesn't know if it takes A1, strategy A1, it selects A1, what B will follow with. So the worst possible condition that can happen to A is if B takes B1. So if A exercises A1 and B responds with B1, then A will get the least payoff. So that particular value A is writing here, correct? 1. Row minima is 1. Row minima is 1 here. Similarly, row 2, the minimum is 4. Similarly, row number 3 or A3, strategy A3, row minima is 0. Similarly, when you go to player B now, what player B is doing? Player B is looking at its maximum losses. Maximum losses. So what he does? He or she, player B1, highest is 7. So note down 7. Similarly here, the highest here again is 7, and in this case it is 4. In this case it is 4. So what B is trying to do now? Finding out the maximum loss that can happen to him or her if he or she selects that particular strategy. A was looking at the minimum gain, B is looking at the maximum loss, correct? So this 1, 4, 0, these values here, the row minima values here reflect the minimum gains for player A if he or she selects that particular respective strategy. Similarly, this 774 here represents the maximum loss that B can expect or B can experience if it selects B1, B2 or B3. Yeah, you have one more here, B4. B4 is there, right? B4, the maximum here is 5. Maximum here is 5. Maximum here is 5. So the maximum losses, these are the minimum gains for respective strategies of A. These are the maximum losses for the respective strategies of B. Now out of this, find out what is the maximum value, because maximum principle says maximize the maximum of the minimum. So the maximum of the minimum is 4 in this case. The maximum of the minimum is 4. Which is that element here? This particular element. Maximum of the minimum. Whereas here, minimax. What is the minimax value? Minimum of the maximum. These are all maximum values, maximum losses. The minimum of this is this. Minimum of this is this 4. Correct? Minimum of this is 4. So this 4 is also, you just mark a circle here. The circle and the square here intersect. So this now becomes the saddle point. This is your saddle point. I'll write it as SP. SP here refers to the saddle point. So the saddle point exists for this particular problem because the maximum value is equal to the minimax value. So this 4 is the maximum value. This 4 is the maximum value because it's the maximum of the minimum. So it is the maximum value. This is the maximum value. And this is the minimax value, minimum of the maximum. This is the minimax value. So you can see here maximum is equal to minimax. Hence a saddle point exists for this particular problem, and the saddle point lies at this particular point. Where does the saddle point lie? It lies at strategy A2, B3. So your optimal strategy will be A2, B3. A2, B3 will be your optimal strategy because your saddle point lies at that particular point. A2, B3. This will be your optimal strategy. This will be your optimal strategy. This will be your optimal strategy. And that value of 4 which lies at that particular optimal strategy, intersection of both the strategies, optimal strategies at the saddle point, that is your value of the game. So A to B3 is the optimal strategy in this case, and this 4 here is the value of the game. If I say value of the game, I indicate as V. The value of the game here is 4 because that is the payoff. That is the payoff of that particular optimal strategy. So the saddle point exists, hence the game is a pure strategy problem, and two strategies which are optimal here. For player A, the optimal strategy is A2. For player B, the optimal strategy is B3, and the value of the game is 4. That particular payoff value at that particular point. So maximum is 4, minimax is also 4. Since maximum equals minimax, saddle point exists. Optimal strategy for player A is A2, optimal strategy for player B is B3. The saddle point position A2, B3 is the point of intersection of the two optimal strategies, and the payoff or the gain at this particular point is called the value of the game and is equal to 4. Since the value of the game is positive, the winner of the game is player A. Let us now take another problem. Let us take another problem and see. This is another problem similar to the previous problem. Player A and player B. You have 4 strategies for player A and 5 strategies for player B. The payoff times are given here. And please note this minus sign here. You can see a minus sign. In the previous payoff matrix, all values were positive. So in this particular payoff table, you can find some negative values here. So it means a loss of 2 to A. A minus 2 value here means a loss of 2 to A and a gain of 2 to B. Similarly, minus 4 refers to a loss of 4 to A and a gain of 4 to B. It's similar to a previous problem. Let us now first find out the row minima and the column maxima. If I say the row minima, I will just indicate here. Let me say the row minima. I will say row minima, R minima. That is the row minima here. Row minima. The minimum here is minus 2. Minimum here is minus 2. Similarly, in the next row, the minimum is 1. Here, the minimum is minus 4. Correct. And similarly here it is again minus 4. Similarly, I will write here the column maximum. In this case, the maximum is 5. Maximum is 3. Here it is 1 and 5. Here it is 6. Same way as we have done our previous problem. So now we have to select the maximum, right? Out of this, I have to now select the maximum value. So this is the maximum value that I am going to select now. This is the maximum value. Out of this one, the maximum value. Similarly, amongst this, which is the minimum, again the same one will be the minimum here. So this is the saddle point here. The maximin again is equal to minimax. And the value of the game is 1, and the saddle point exists at A to B3. Similar to the previous problem, the saddle point exists at A to B3 and the value of the game is 1. Since 1 is a positive value, player A will be the winner. Okay. Same way as you have done previously. Maximin is equal to 1, minimax is equal to 1. Since maximin equals minimax, saddle point exists. Optimal strategy for player A is A2, optimal strategy for player B is B3. Saddle point position A to B3 is the point of intersection of the two optimal strategies, and the payoff or the gain at this point is called the value of the game and is equal to 1. Since the value of the game is positive, the winner of the game is player A. Let's take another problem now. Another pure strategy problem where you have 3 strategies of player A and 3 strategies of player B. Similar to the previous 2 problems, first we have to find out whether a saddle point exists or not. So saddle point exists, whether it exists or not, we can find out by finding the maximin and the minimax values. So first row minima, let us first find the row minima here. The row minima value. The minimum here is -2, minimum here -6. In this row, the minimum is -8. Similarly, if I now look at the column maxima here, the maximum value here will be -2 because the maximum is -2, right? Of all the 3 payoffs, -2 is the maximum. Here 20 is the maximum, and here it is again -2, again -2. So let us now see which is the maximum here. What is the maximum here? The maximum value here, out of these, the maximum value is this. -2 is the maximum amongst this. -2. So this -2 value, there is a value here as well as one here. Correct? Two different cells which have -2, and that row minimum, the maximum value corresponds to these 2 cells. Correct? Now the maximum value of -2 should be equal to the minimax value. If I look at the minimax value now, the minimax value out of all this, the minimum value, which is the minimum value here, the minimum value will be, one is this, another one is this. So again you can circle this also, you can circle this. So you can see here there are 2 saddle points for this particular problem. One saddle point is here, another is here. So one of the notes we saw in our previous session, that a game may have more than one saddle point. It is possible that games may have more than one saddle point. So this is a typical example of a problem having 2 saddle points. What does this mean? See, the value of the game will not change. Value of the game is still -2 here. But the optimal strategies for B will be more than one. For A, it is only one. So optimal strategy for A is A1. This is the optimal strategy because both the saddle points correspond to the strategy of A. Whereas for B, B1 as well as B3 now become the optimal strategies. B1 as well as B3 now become the optimal strategies. So the optimal strategy for this particular problem is A1 B1 or A1 B3. A1 will remain same, but between B has B1 or B3. And what is that value of the game? Value of the game is -2. So value of the game here, unlike the previous 2 problems where the value of the game was positive and you declared A as the winner, here the value of the game is -2, which means player B is the winner here. Player B is the winner. Maximin is -2, minimax is -2. Since maximin equals minimax, saddle point exists. Optimal strategy for player A is A1. Optimal strategy for player B is B1 or B3. Saddle point position A1 B1, A1 B3. A1 B1 and A1 B3 are the points of intersection of the 2 optimal strategies, and the payoff or the gain at this point is called the value of the game and is equal to -2. Since the value of the game is negative and not equal to 0, the game is strictly determinable. The moment the value of the game is not equal to 0, it is strictly determinable. In our previous two cases also, the game was strictly determinable. But here the winner of the game is player B, because the value of the game is negative. The winner of the game is player B. One more problem, slightly different but same. We will use the same max-min and minimax principles and find out. The problem given here is, in the table, player A has 3 strategies, player B has also 3 strategies. Find the range of values of x and y. You can see here there are two values, x and y here, x and y here. What will be the range of values of x and y that will render the entry 2 as a saddle point for the game? So in this particular problem, unknown values x and y are there. You have to now find out the range of values which, when given to that x and y values respectively, will make this particular problem have a saddle point at 2. This particular point 2 here refers to the strategy, that is cell 2. We will take it as cell 2. What is that cell 2? Second row, second column. So this is the cell 2. So this particular point, you want to make this as the saddle point now. So if I want this particular point as a saddle point, what should be the values of x and y? That is the question. For what values of x and y, the saddle point will be at A to B2. So this means 2 here means entry 2 means A to B2. At that particular point, if the saddle point has to exist there, what should be the values of x and y? That is the question. Let us see. Here, let us first neglect this x and y. For a moment, we will neglect this x and y and just write the row minima. What is the row minima? If I just neglect x and y, minima is 2, row minima is 2, and if I am not considering y here, minima is 7, and here it is 4. Okay, 2, 7 and 4. Similarly, column maximum, here it is 10, this is 10, here it will be 7, and this will be 6, 10, 7, 6. Now this is the row minima, and out of this the maximum value is 7. Suppose I say this is the maximum value 7. This is the maximum value 7. So this is the value, and similarly here, out of this the minimum is 6. So without considering x and y, you can see here the maximum value is not equal to minimax. So saddle point does not exist now. That is why they are telling for what values of x and y. That's why the problem asks you. No? You are asked to find out the values of x and y which can render that particular point A to B2 as a saddle point. So please note here, this can become a saddle point only when maximum value is equal to minimax value, and maximum value is minimax value, which means this has to shift from here to here, to this particular point 7. For that to happen, this x value should be either 7, x should be either 7, or x should be lesser than or equal to 7, or lesser than or equal to 7. So if this particular value x is less than or equal to 7, is less than or equal to 7, in this particular column, this value of 7 will be retained. Correct? Now, if it is greater than or equal to 7, since you are finding out the largest value here, maximum value here, this will become a number greater than 7. So, in that case, this cannot become the saddle point. This cannot become the saddle point. So, value of x should be either equal to this or some number less than 7. So, the value of x will be less than or equal to 7. Similarly, here y, if this particular thing, if this has to be 7, this has to remain 7, it can be either equal to 7 or it has to be greater than or equal to 7. Because you are now in this row, you are writing the minimum number. So, if y is less than or equal to 7, whatever is less than this particular 7, that will come here, and again this will lose the chance of becoming the saddle point. This cannot become the saddle point then. So, a little bit of thinking is required here. Your thought process should be sharpened here. In this particular case, it's all about thinking. For what range of values x and y will render that particular A2, B2 point as a saddle point? It's very clear looking at the table. The value of x should be less than or equal to 7 and the value of y should be greater than or equal to 7. Any doubts? You can just look at this particular problem now. If you have any doubt now, just again think about it. Just work it out yourself. When there is a problem like this, what you have to do is first look at the saddle point and first equate that particular unknown values to that particular value of the game. In this case, suppose 7 has to be the saddle point or A to B2 has to be the saddle point, 7 will be the value of the game. So, it's understood that x and y should be equal to 7. If it is equal to 7, fine. But something greater than or less to, as the case may be, examining the rows and the columns, we can now look at other values also, because there is a possibility that x may assume a number which is less than 7. If x assumes a number less than 7, nothing will happen. The same 7 will come as the column maxima. In that case, B2's column maxima will still be 7 only, because x is less than 7. Similarly, y, if it is greater than 7, A2's row minima will still be 7 only. I hope there is no doubt here. I think it's very clear now. So, just look at this particular problem. This is also a different type of a problem, a pure strategy problem. Because why we are calling it as a pure strategy? Because you are now making it as a problem with the saddle point, or a game with the saddle point, which means pure strategy problem. It's a pure strategy problem. Okay. So, the values of x and y that will render the entry A to B2 as a saddle point is x should be less than or equal to 7 and y should be greater than or equal to 7. You can see here player A, player B, you can see the row minima, everything is calculated here. When x and y are neglected, the maximin is not equal to minimax, hence the saddle point does not exist. In order to make A to B2 a saddle point, maximin is equal to minimax should be equal to 7. So, x must be less than or equal to 7 and y must be greater than or equal to 7. So, that is your solution to this particular problem. So, we have now solved 4 problems pertaining to pure strategies. So, in our next session, we will look at mixed strategy problems. Thank you.